Tens of thousands protested across Turkey Saturday against Israel's war on Hamas. The protests were the latest sign of growing tensions in Turkey over the war in Gaza, which some observers say have been fanned by remarks by Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan only a few days earlier.
We need to be very strong so that Israel cannot do these outrageous things to Palestine. Just as we entered Karabakh, just as we entered Libya, we can do something similar to Israel. There is no reason for us not to.
Turkish flags flew at half-mast as Turkey marked a national day of mourning for the assassinated Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. But Israeli analysts say Erdogan's military threats take the raging war of words to a new level.
Once you use words of military threats, I think this is something you cannot ignore. Yes, many analysts say this will not happen tomorrow, but once you throw these things to the air, those who are in charge of the military have to prepare. And once you have preparations and you have plans, then of course you have to justify them in the future. And then you have to say the other side is threatening. And it has this sort of a circle of enmity that I think is dangerous.
But some say Erdogan's escalating rhetoric is more about the Turkish leader's bid to shore up his nationalist conservative voting base, and his anger at being upstaged by countries like Qatar and Egypt in efforts to resolve the Middle East war.
Anti-Israeli rhetoric reflects a mounting frustration in Ankara for being excluded from the diplomatic processes to reach a ceasefire in Gaza and to plan a reconstruction project for in Gaza after the war.
China recently hosted Palestinian leaders, dealing another blow to Erdogan's efforts to appear as a key player in the diplomatic process. The Turkish president publicly vented his frustration, demanding that the Palestinian Authority leader, Mahmoud Abbas, apologize for refusing to accept an invitation to address the Turkish parliament. With Ankara enforcing a trade embargo against Israel and the war of words escalating, analysts warn the countries are now on an even more dangerous course.
There's nothing left anymore to stop the leaders from going in dangerous directions. And once there's nothing more to threat in the civilian realm, then you get to the military realm, and that's dangerous.
As the conflict expands to Lebanon and possibly Iran, analysts warn Erdogan may find yet more opportunities to raise his rhetoric against Israel and further widen the conflict. Dorian Jones, VOA News, Istanbul.